Hello, everyone. My name is Alexis, and welcome to Ignite Your Growth. I'm so excited to have you here. If you have not downloaded the workbook yet, make sure you do. There's a link in the description box below, or you can sign up for my email list. You'll get the workbook. You'll also get a daily email with a little note from me about all the classes. If you don't have the workbook today, that's okay. Just grab your journal and then make sure you have any props that you want to facilitate your practice. There's none required today, but if you want them, definitely have them. Otherwise, come down to a cross-legged seat on your mat. Make sure one leg is in front of the other, and then just rest your hands on your thighs. Today's theme for this class is self-reflection, because every journey to growth and change and improvement and a better understanding of ourselves and the world starts first with understanding our own selves better. Sort of that cliche of if you can name the problem, it's the step in the right direction. And there's truth in that, because when you can name something, you become a lot more aware of it. And so that's what we're going to be working on and starting with today is examining and moving through some poses that maybe help us get a better look at who we are and how we react to the world and how we live in the world. Because those are the understandings that are required for us to have a better understanding of the world. Just take a couple more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And we're just going to start with our Sufi grind. So hands on your knees and just rotate the shoulders and the hips in one direction. There's no wrong or right way to do this. Just keep your keep your sits bones grounded on the mat and move your shoulders in circles. We're going to be working through a lot of forward folds today. Forward folds are traditionally poses that help with navel gazing, for lack of a better word. We're going to be taking a look at ourselves and who we are, what makes us tick, what our strengths and what our weaknesses are. And this is going to be a similar structure for all of the classes that you will see in this 5-day challenge. Each one will include some yoga, some movement, some meditation, and some journaling. And in the workbook, there are some additional exercises for you if you really want to up-level your understanding this week. Go ahead and just keep doing a few more of those Sufi grinds. Beautiful. Go ahead and take one last one in that direction, and then flip the cross of your legs and start doing your rotations in the other direction. We often find that we can sit cross-legged with the same leg in front all the time. So we're just kind of switching it up here, switching the legs around. It might feel weird, and that's okay. Oftentimes taking a good hard look at ourselves can kind of feel weird. Society tells us that we're not supposed to trust ourselves. We're not supposed to trust our hearts, while at the same time telling us that we are supposed to just be yourself and trust your gut. And it leads to a conflicting message where we don't know if we can trust ourselves, if we can understand ourselves. And so today is the first step in that journey to allowing ourselves to understand ourselves and understand the importance of it. Beautiful. Just a few more. Very nice. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then just fold forward. Make sure your sit bones are still on the mat. It doesn't matter how far forward you're going here. We're just getting a nice little stretch in the hips. Continuing to breathe deeply into the hips here. Beautiful. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, walk your hands back up. So you're up to a straight spine, and then we're going to switch the cross of the legs one more time. Inhale your spine nice and straight, and walk your hands forward. Same thing here. Sits bones down on the mat, folding forward out of your hips. Very nice. This is a very gentle hip stretch. It doesn't matter how far you go. Beautiful. Last deep breath in. And exhale it out. Walk your hands back up to a straight spine and just bring your knees together, windshield wiper the legs back and forth a little bit. We did just spend a lot of time warming up our hips. And then come on over to hands and knees. So like always, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, firm up your core. And we'll just do a few rounds of cat-cow here. So with your inhale, broaden across the chest. Imagine you can separate your collarbones, really broaden your shoulders away from one another. And then on the exhale, you're scooping your low back up to the sky, getting a really nice low back stretch here. Just move with your own breath. There's no right or wrong way, really, again, to move in this breath. The point is to match it to your own cadence of breath, which is another understanding of yourself, another step in understanding yourself is understanding your own breath instead of myself or another teacher's. Go ahead and come back to a straight spine, tuck your toes, and press up into downward facing dog. Bend your knees to make sure your spine is nice and straight, and then find just a moment of stillness here, really pressing into your calves, into your heels, breathing nice and deeply. Take one more deep breath in, and on the exhale, come forward into your high plank pose. We're going to lower all the way down to the mat. So if you need to drop your knees first, by all means, do so. Otherwise, lower yourself down to the floor in one straight line. Untuck the toes, press up into baby cobra, not going very far. Use your lower back muscles. And then lower down, press yourself all the way back up into downward facing dog. Very nice. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Really stretch those toes up to the sky, and then exhale, knee to nose, and plant that foot between your hands. And we're going to come up into our warrior one. So make sure your feet are as wide as your hips. Your back foot is going to be at a kind of a 30-degree angle out to the side, whatever's most comfortable for your back. Your right knee is over your ankle, and your hips and ribs are facing forward. When you've achieved that, bring your arms up overhead and just breathe here. Warrior one is a surprisingly challenging pose, more challenging than people give it credit for. So knowing your own limit, knowing your own ability is, again, a self-reflection and understanding of yourself. Take another deep breath in and then exhale your hands behind you, clasping your hands together and opening up across the chest up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, lean forward over that front thigh for humble warrior. And if keeping your arms clasped behind your back is not where you're at today, that's totally fine. Just bring your hands down to the mat and rest your fingertips there. Wherever you are, take several deep breaths here in your humble warrior. Continuing to breathe into your belly and into your heart space. Beautiful. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, come all the way up. Release the hands, and you can bring your hands to your hips or to heart center. And we're going to step forward into our warrior three. So come up to standing first. Balance onto your right foot. Extend the left foot behind you, and begin to lift the left foot extended out behind you. Only move your torso as far as your leg goes. So your leg and your torso are in one line. Make sure your left hip is tractioning down towards the mat. Flex that back foot. Spiral the inner thigh up to the ceiling. And breathe. If you need to bend that standing leg, that's totally fine. Beautiful. Release the left foot to meet the right and relax into your forward fold. Very nice. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands and make your way back to downward dog however you like. So you can go straight back to down dog. You can work through chaturanga and up dog, or you can work down to the floor through cobra. Either way, Meet me back in downward dog. Walk it out a little bit and then lift. Inhale the left leg up to the sky, really stretching out your hips. And then exhale the left foot between the hands, coming up into your warrior one. Same cues apply here. So your right foot, the toes are out at about a 30-degree angle. Your left knee is directly above your left ankle, and your hips and your ribs are facing forward. And if you need to narrow your stance front and back, that's totally okay. Self-awareness of your body in different poses is the mark of an advanced yogi. So it doesn't matter if you can do headstand or the splits or inversions or balancing poses. What matters is you being able to understand your body, to know your own limits, and to respect them. So it's not about looking like me or looking like any other teacher out there. It's not about looking like the Instagram yogis. It's about being able to make a position with your body that works for you. Exhale the hands and clasp them. This time, clasp your hands the odd way behind your back and broaden across your chest. Lift your heart up to the ceiling, just for a baby back bend. Inhale and then exhale, lower the torso down onto that front thigh for humble warrior. And again, same thing. If you want to put your hands down onto the mat or blocks, you are more than welcome to. Like I said, self-awareness, self-understanding comes from knowing your own body. And yoga is a beautiful illustration of this, because one of the purposes of yoga is we're creating different shapes with our body. But the beauty of human diversity is all of our shapes are going to look different. Come on back up to warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips or to heart center and step forward onto the left foot. And then very gently lean as far forward as you would like today into your warrior three. Warrior three is a challenging balancing pose. And that's the thing about yoga, is there's no arriving at a perfect pose. There's no arriving at being able to do a pose exactly the way a certain teacher does. You arrive when you understand your own limits. Bring the right foot to meet the left and relax into your forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. And plant the hands, step back into downward facing dog. And you can get there however you like. I'm working my way through chaturanga and up dog. You can just head back to down dog, whatever works for you. Beautiful. Walk out your downward dog and then inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, plant that right foot between the hands. Come up into your high lunge. Same things here. Your hips are straight forward. Your feet are kind of wide, like they're on railroad tracks rather than a balance beam. And inhale the arms up overhead. And just breathe here. Again, lunges are also a tricky balancing pose. There are a lot of people who struggle with this, and that's fine. Balance is also something that changes from day to day. So reflecting on yourself, knowing your limits, is important. Exhale the hands down to the mat and lift your left leg up to the sky for standing split. And again, doesn't matter if you actually get the splits here. You're still going to get the benefits no matter how far you go. Knowing your limits, knowing when to not push yourself is important. Exhale that left foot down to the mat, coming into your low lunge position. Bring your hands to the mat and press your hips back into half split. Very nice. If you want to challenge yourself, you can tuck the back toes and press up into pyramid pose, but don't feel the need to pressure yourself to do that if you don't want to today. You can also, of course, place blocks under your hands if that helps keep your spine nice and long. Beautiful. Inhale forward back into your lunge, bringing the arms up overhead. Very nice. Take another deep breath in. And exhale the hands to frame the foot. Curl the back toes under and step back into your high plank and make your way back to down dog however you like. Chaturanga and up dog, or lowering to the mat and through Cobra. In your downward facing dog, inhale the left leg up to the sky and exhale, knee to nose, plant the left foot between the hands, curl the back toes under and come up into your high lunge. Really press your feet into the mat here almost as if you could rip the mat in half with your feet. That's how much power I want coming out of your legs in this pose. That'll help stabilize you, help with your balance. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Exhale your hands to the mat and lift the right leg up to the sky as much as you can for your standing split, tucking your chin into your chest. This is a forward fold to some extent, but you're just lifting one leg behind you. I would have you more focus on the forward fold aspect here rather than trying to lift your leg all the way up to the sky. Beautiful. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Carefully bring that right foot back down to the mat into your low lunge and press the hips back into your half split. Very nice. That's a bit of a tricky transition. You did a great job. Relax into your half split here. If you need to walk your front foot forward a little bit so your hips stay over your knees, by all means do so. Half split is one of my favorite forward folds. Sometimes it feels like a little bit of an inversion as well, so you're getting a lot of benefits in this pose. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale forward into your low lunge. Bring the hands up overhead. Scoop your abs back into your spine. That's always a key to help you balance better, no matter what pose you're in. We always want to be engaging our core. Beautiful. Exhale the hands down to the mat, curl the back toes under, and make your way back to downward dog, however you like, yogi's choice. So that's another, of course, form of self-understanding, self-reflection, knowing which way you need to take to downward dog. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in here, and then just walk your toes all the way to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold, rolling your way all the way up to standing. Inhale the arms down, around, and up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very nice. Bring your hands over your heart now and just take a few deep breaths here. Take a moment to reflect on, did I honor myself with the poses, with the way I did the poses today? Did I honor my limits? Did I honor my strength? Did I honor my weaknesses? Did I push myself too hard? Bring your feet together, legs close together, hands to heart center or hands to hips, and you're just going to bend your knees and lower all the way down into your toe balance. This is also hard, so if you need to bring your hands to blocks or to the mat, that's fine. And then if you can keep doing your balance, or if you want to join me, you can wrap your arms around your knees, curling yourself into a little ball, almost like you're giving yourself a hug. And if you need to put one hand down to keep you balanced, by all means. Beautiful. Come back onto your bum and bring yourself into a comfortable seat. Go ahead and grab your workbook or your journal, whichever you have, or both, if you're feeling in a journaly mood. And I'm just going to rest the journal on my legs, but if you have blocks, by all means, you can put the blocks in front of your legs and journal on the blocks. Sometimes it's nice to almost create a little table for yourself. And today's journaling prompt, we'll be here for about 5 minutes. Today's journaling prompt is, I want you to reflect on, how do you feel about today's yoga practice? The questions that I just asked you when we were standing in Tadasana, take time to journal on them. Did you honor how your body felt? Did you honor your energy? Did you honor your strengths? Did you honor your weaknesses? Did you maybe push yourself too far? Could you have maybe pushed yourself a little bit more? Could you have maybe challenged yourself? Or maybe did you challenge yourself too much? There's no right answers to these sorts of questions. And you might be sitting there wondering, like, I have no idea the answers to these questions. And that's okay. You can literally just write in your journal, I have no idea what the answer to this question is. The point is to begin the practice of self-reflection and self-inquiry. One of the many purposes of yoga is to bring balance. And we bring balance by better understanding ourselves, because the more we can understand ourselves, the better we can understand the rest of the world and the people in it. So you might not know exactly the answer to those questions today, and that's okay. Just journal a little bit on your reflections, and I will cue you in a few minutes when we're done. Begin to wrap up any last thoughts that you might have on this topic. And again, I want to reiterate, if you weren't sure of the answers, that is okay. This practice of self-inquiry takes practice. When we've been told for so long that it's dangerous to know ourselves and to trust our gut and to trust our hearts, it can be hard to flip that switch, to turn that on. And that's okay. You can come back to this class whenever you need. And it could be a great signpost to see how you progress in your practice, your physical practice, and your self-reflection practice as well. So go ahead and just finish up your last few thoughts. Set aside your journal or workbook and your pen. If you were using blocks as a table, you can set those aside as well. And we're going to come into our meditation today. So just bring your hands palms down on your knees. And our meditation practices in a few of the classes this week, we're going to work with the mudra. Today's, though, is very simple. Palms down on your thighs. Palms down is grounding. So I want you to close your eyes and take a moment to feel your thighs or your knees beneath your hands. Feel the strength of your body. Feel its ability, the way it carries you through life, through the world. And real quick, before we go into meditation, I want you to take just a quick moment to tell yourself thank you for coming to class today. Once you've done that, begin to deepen your breath. Focus on your inhales And your exhales, begin to take note of how your breath feels, how your chest feels, how your belly feels. And for today's meditation, we're going to be working with the mantra. You will repeat the mantra over and over and use it as a tool to keep your focus directed away from the thoughts that will be passing through your mind. If you get distracted, that's okay. Just come back to the mantra. The mantra is, I know who I am, and I own who I am. I know who I am. I own who I am. I know who I am, and I own who I am. Continue repeating the mantra on your own for the next couple of moments. Go ahead and release the mantra and come back to your breath. Take a big, deep breath in through the nose and exhale it out like a sigh. Take another deep breath in. Exhale it out. The practice of self-inquiry is hard, and you did an amazing job today. When you're ready, inhale the arms down, around, and up overhead, and exhale the hands to heart center. You can blink your eyes open whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me for day 1 of Ignite Your Growth. I'm so glad you're here. And again, if you didn't have the workbook today, make sure you click on the link in the description box below to get it. If you liked this video, be sure to like it. And don't forget to subscribe. All other 4 days of Ignite Your Growth are coming to you this week. So make sure you're subscribed to be the first to get those classes. Until tomorrow, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.